So this is my big tank. This is my 40-gallon axolotl bow front tank. Well, it's just a bow front tank. It's not an axolotl tank. There's Marilyn. We put in a little extra thing for them to go up on. And some rocks in here. There's Bubbles. Hey, Bubs. Hey, Bubbies. Their little hide there. I use the almond leaves, the African almond leaves in their tanks always. They have some foliage back there. Hi, baby. She may snap at my finger. They have their air bubble line that oxygenates their water, their temperature gauge, and their filter in the back is set to low flow because they really do not like the current or any water movement. So yeah, they have their little rocks and their platform in there, and the little plant. Hi, pretty. Hi, pretty. Are you posing? Oh, you're so cute. You're so cute. I can get you from the side. I go in here. Say hi, Marilyn. We've had no sea lice since the incident. We since then have sterilized all of our tanks. Each of our axolotls have had salt baths. We did 3 salt baths each. It eradicated the issue really quickly. We salinated every piece of article that goes in their tank, as well as washed them off with steaming hot water. As well as washed the tanks with steaming hot water. So there is no chance of reinfestation. I'll go over here to the babies. Well, this is the male's tank. They have a low flow filter. There is Smiley. And Bubbles is hiding back in the cave. Bubbles' favorite thing now is to rub himself on the front rocks here. And the little babies are in here with their bubbler. And my other little babies are in here. They should have their bubbler and don't.
It just fell out when they were inspecting.
Oh, okay. My brine shrimp hatchery. Kind of jimmy rigged right now until I get my bottle hatchery. It's coming in the mail. And all my little babies. They're all doing really, really well. Do you want to tap the container? They're all really, really doing well. So they will stay in there until they're ready to eat, and then they will go in one of these containers, 10 per each. And there will be 10 axolotls. Sorry, babe. There'll be 10 axolotls per each container that's about this size. So there's our aerator pump. There's our other aerator pump. That's what blows the bubbles. We have the shelf put here to put different tanks on, as well as our small tank down here. Well, it's not really a small tank, it's a pretty big tank, but it's a turtle tank. We seem to prefer these ones better for the axolotls just because it's really, really easy to clean them. It's really, really, really easy to pick the dirt out. It's super easy to interact with your axolotl if you really like to pet them and like have more interaction with them one-on-one. They really, really, really like their hides, so they really do require lots of hidey places, so either a lot of plants or a lot of different dark places for them to hide, like caves. That cave back there serves as a cave as well as a platform for them. They do climb up that platform and sit on it. And the window is right here, so when the tank gets too warm, we do open the window and they have that draft that comes in. We try not to keep too much light on the tank because they don't really like that very much. We have big plants back there just to make it look nicer. We just ordered 2 new lights for our tank, so those are in the mail. And that's about it. So we have our little babies in here. Our little babies. Those were our hatch babies from 4 months ago, about. Our little melanoid, our 2 little melanoids, and our little albino. And down here we have our other little guys from the den. Turn the flash on. Ooh, they pooped a lot. Time for a aquarium change, obviously. Where's my little yellow guy? I see him. He is way behind the rock pool. There he is. They really like that rock pool. Has a little plant that sticks out from it. And they're always, like I said, almond leaves in every one of their enclosures. So almond leaf hasn't been really submerged yet. Almond leaf in there. Almond leaf in the back of there. Almond leaf in the babies. And I even put an almond leaf into the brine shrimp, which are sea monkeys. So that is both of our tanks that we have set up. And I'll be making another video about feeding babies and brine shrimp. I removed mine to feed them. So, using this when we do water changes, it's basically for freshwater and saltwater aquariums. It just neutralizes harmful ammonia and chlorine. So, we use this every time. And if we really do a lot of cleaning in the tanks, like not letting the cycle go through, and we change the filter or we do something heavy like that, it removes a lot of their natural bacteria that's really good for them. So they need bacteria supplement put in there. I would say probably whatever's direction on the bottles for how many gallons that you do have. Usually use like 14 drops or 15 drops. We have our buckets down here to make things so much easier. We have lots of these are a must. Turkey basters. It's the easiest way to clean anything out of the tanks. As well as pick up small babies and move them, which can be done gently with the turkey baster. Basically, all you need is your filter, a tank, and the babies don't need a tank. They just need basically every second day water changes depending on the size of their container, with the water chlorine conditioner, and as well as these filters for the bigger tanks. This is the top 40 gallon. It did not have a slowing on it, so I added a plant in there just to slow the flow. It slows it quite a bit. And we have our other filter, which is a top fin neutralizing filter for them. Oh, she's taking a swim. Hi, pretty girl. Your babies are doing good. Hi, pretty. There she is. Catch you from the side. Oh, get your little handy up. So that's my tanks for now. Our old jellyfish friend waves goodbye. And there's Marilyn up on her little rock. She likes to perch up there. Little bubblies. And their almond leaf, of course. But that is their tank. And they do not like light. We usually have their light turned off. It's only a 15 watt, so it's not that bright. This is a really tall tank, so the UV doesn't get quite to them and harm them as much as it would if it was a shorter tank and the light was directly on top of them. So LED lights are basically no lights at all unless you have a really, really tall tank like this and you watch their temperature. Their temperature has to stay around 20 degrees. You don't want to go above 23 ever. This tank's a little bit warm and I'm about to remove some water and do a cold water change. Basically where I add the chlorine supplement into the water in the bucket over there, the white bucket. And I basically just replace the water from this tank with the very, very frigid cold water. Maybe I mix some ice with it usually. You can use cold packs. I just ordered a fan system to go on the top of this tank, which is going to have 3 different fans on it that are going to cool the water constantly. And that's for this tank. That tank we're not worried about because it stays pretty temperature stable. But yeah, that's pretty much a quick rundown of everything. The babies don't require much. They don't require tanks until they're about this size. Sometimes you can put them in tanks at around this size once they're eating frozen food. So once they start eating frozen food, you can put them in the tank around that size. But anything before then, I wouldn't put in a tank. I would just keep in one of those little containers down there. I can zoom in. One of those containers are perfect with a little bubbler for our babies for quite a while. You could keep an adult in one of these small rubber tote containers for a few months at least. They say usually to keep axolotls 10 gallons per axolotl per adult, but for babies it can vary, so I keep them in there until they go to their forever homes in big tanks, or if customers want to keep them in these tanks by themselves, they can do that as well until they're full grown and they choose to get the proper tank for them. That's about it for my video for today. The sea lice have all been eradicated, so yay! Everybody is healthy, everybody is doing good. Our baby loss was very light, so we're very happy. All our babies are very healthy. Everything is going great, so I'll keep you guys updated on the baby growth when they start to eat. And they should be ready to eat soon, the new babies, so once they're started eating, I'm guessing they're going to grow pretty quickly, so that's great.